rock, paper, scissors in video game design, I think it's a lovely system. I think it fits a lot of games really, really well, especially multiplayer games where you want a lot of people in there and a lot of people playing and a lot of people having fun. It is a game system where it sets the player's skill to the side and it's more about which option you choose. And the option you choose isn't even necessarily a skill one, it's based on preference. If I like scissors, I can pick scissors every time and I'm going to have an equal chance of winning and losing. Obviously, if I pick scissors, rock is going to beat me every time, but because I'm scissors, I get to beat paper every time, even though they might actually be a better player than I am skill-wise. As scissors, I get a chance. It's great. A different style of game is a skill-based game. For example, chess. If you take a child and put them up against the grandmaster in chess, grandmaster is going to win every time. Put them up against one another in rock, paper, scissors, and it's a toss-up. The kid can win against the grandmaster, and that's super fun for the kid. The grandmaster's going to come back and beat the kid because you can't win every game of rock, paper, scissors. Now, games like this are really fun for me because when I play games, I just want to sit down and chill. I don't want to play super competitive. If I wanted to do that, I'd go play competitive sports or something like that. Now, for me, and the reason I want to make this video is, while this design is really great, it's actually super vulnerable. First off, the design needs to be made with a lot of intent. You have to be very careful about how you build this. You want to make sure that you have picks and counter picks for everything, and that doesn't always happen. It can be a little bit imbalanced. You might find that in certain areas of the game there are picks and counter picks. In other areas of the game, some are just more powerful, but you can make up for it. Say paper is less good in combat, but I might make up for it as paper because somewhere else in the game I might have something I can do that no one else can, and I'm just better than them. So for like big role-playing games, MMOs for example, you can have this and it doesn't have to be perfect balance in every aspect. My particular pick might be a little bit weak in player versus player, but it might be really strong in player versus environment or PvE, or it might be really good in crafting, and that's okay. So long as you're powerful somewhere in a way that no one else is, this model still fits. And where this model is at its biggest risk of being diluted is when you have players come in and complain, especially really competitive players. They'll come in and they'll complain saying, hey, I'm picking scissors and in player versus player, I always lose to rock. It's just not a fair fight. And over time, if the designers are too stuck down in the weeds or the original designer's gone and they don't remember why they made it this way in the first place, they might say, you know what, you're right. Scissors does lose to rock every time. We need to fix that. And so maybe we'll give some more kit or some more tools or abilities to scissors so they can start winning against rock and fights more often. And that's when you get to this, a more balanced game design. In this game design, it matters less so which you pick, rock, paper, or scissors, and it matters much more the player's skill. If they're all on the even playing field, the differentiating factor is the player and their skill level. And this is the balance that a lot of designers eventually strive towards the longer their game is out. But this fundamentally changes the game. As soon as you do this, and you have that grandmaster versus the child scenario, now the grandmaster's going to win every time, and the child's not going to want to play, and they're eventually going to quit and leave the game. And now the grandmaster is only left facing other grandmasters, and it's less fun for them too. And furthermore, the grandmaster, because they're always the best, they're not going to have the scenario where there's someone that they have to fear. If the grandmaster picks rock, then the grandmaster actually has to be scared of paper every time. When you eliminate that, you get rid of a lot of the fun in the game. And I think this style is less likely to happen in PvE or in crafting systems and profession systems or job systems. People are less competitive about that. They don't worry as much. They're going to complain less. They don't really want the balance. And so it's safe. Those rock, paper, scissors systems are much safer. But in player versus player where people get competitive, it gets balanced and watered down until it's all about player skill level. And I find that to be very unfortunate, especially in games that I really like, and they do that. So I'm a huge advocate of keeping rock, paper, scissors in the game. I'm a huge advocate of keeping it balanced this way because for me that's the most fun. I like losing sometimes. I like being scared of rock and seeing paper and wanting to go destroy them. It's lots of fun for me. That's it. That's my TED Talk. Thank you for listening. Have a great and wonderful day, and take care of yourself.